The other thing that highly backable, extraordinary people do is they manage not only their time, but they manage their energy. They not only manage their time, but they manage their energy. This is so important, especially in the time that we're living in right now. And one of the things I've realized is that when I compare great leaders to people who fizzle out, when you compare people who create lots of momentum and keep that momentum versus people who lose momentum, the people who lose momentum, they very rarely run out of time. They very rarely run out of talent. What they run out of is energy. Let me say that again. They very rarely run out of time or talent. What they run out of is energy. You know, we talk a lot in this room about the idea of financial runway, right? Because it's so important. You need financial runway for your ideas, for your businesses. But the thing that we're starting to talk more about now and realize is just as important is emotional runway. Not just financial runway, but emotional runway. Because we need both in order to generate momentum. I want you to try a little exercise with me, if you would. Just reach your arms out in front of you, just for a moment, almost like you're holding a beach ball. Right? And so your fingers are loose, and there's space between each of your fingers. And your arms are stretched out just lightly in front of you. And just for a moment, I'd invite you to just allow your eyes to close and just tune into your fingertips. Tune into the sensation in your fingertips. You feel that, right? That tingling sensation? Yeah. That's your energy. That's your raw, unfiltered energy. But now just for a moment, I want you to bring your fingers close together, almost like a paddle, right? So you're back in that position, but now your fingers are tightly clenched together. And now tune back into your fingertips. What do you notice? Sensation is gone. It's gone. But you can bring your arms down. You know, oftentimes we talk about the virtues of hustle and grit, right? And hustle and grit are extremely, extremely important qualities, especially for building momentum. But one of the things that we realize is that hustle and grit, if you look at some of the characteristics, always being on, instant responsiveness, these are also some of the exact same qualities that are scientifically associated with burnout. So if you just have hustle and grit, what ends up happening is you start acting like this, and you cut off your source of emotional energy. And if you cut off that energy supply, what happens? You can't build momentum. You can't be a good leader. And if you are that way, right, if you don't have those energetic channels that are open, and if you're low energy, what happens to the people around you? They're low energy as well.